Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Princeton Integrative Health Community. This is Wednesday, April 29th. Still in the midst of coronavirus, obviously. Today I wanted to go over supplementation. I've been culling things from a number of sources. Hello, Nancy. Nancy asked a question the other day about, the best supplements to take. So I decided I would research that topic. And, I've been calling from a number of sources, but I'm also taking an immunology course now, a functional immunology course by Dr. Sam Yannick, his company is Cogent Immunology. Teaches functional immunology to functional medicine practitioners. So it's a great source. He's been practicing since 1992, and he's got a lot of great information. I'm not sure why as I'm looking at this on my screen, I see a lot of jumps. I hope that's not happening where you can see it. Something's not right about the screen. Not sure what it is. Let me try changing my position and see if that'll help anything. Hang on a minute. I don't know if that'll help or not. Nope, I don't know. Nancy, does the video look okay to you? I seem to be getting some jumping in my screen. Not sure what that is. Okay, let me know. Okay, so again, wanted to talk about coronavirus, and I guess it's not such a. Is the screen actually jumping, Nancy, or it looks okay to you? Then I take it. Okay, thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. I will try not to be distracted. So, all right. So, saying which supplements to take is not such a simple thing because it depends on what you're trying to do with the coronavirus and, what phase of where you are in terms of the coronavirus. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Are you someone who has never been infected, but you're at, risk of infection, which is essentially all of us? Are you somebody who's already been infected and are now trying to actively fight the infection? Or are you someone who, are the people who have been infected and now their inflammation is going up? Or are you somebody who is now recovered and trying to actually recover from the entire thing? So there are different supplements at different doses that you would use in these different phases. So we're going to talk about, so the key questions are, first, how to support somebody's ability to not get infected. That is probably, I'm assuming, the question that most people who are tuning in here are interested in. To not get infected is probably the most important thing. So we'll deal with that most in depth. Second question is, if you do get infected, how best to support you during that process? And I hope that won't be the case for a lot of people who are here, but if it is, we will be able to help support you during that process. And the third question is, how to best to support to reduce mortality risk, which is really just an extension of how to support people during infection and ramping inflammation. So we'll get into it. Hello, Dana. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate it. All right. So how best to support people who have not been infected? What we call prevention. So how best do you support your immune system? So even if you contact it, you will increase your odds of either not getting infected or having a mild infection. So there are a number of supplements that you can take for that. And I'll post this talk, or at least the pertinent points of it, online so people can download this document and have this. Let me just warn people, that if you're going to take some supplements, make sure you're taking high quality supplements. And if you need help with that, please let us know, because obviously we have good supplement lines that we vetted and we know their quality. So if you're going to bother taking supplements, it's best to make sure you get the best quality ones you can. All right. So, how best to prevent? So these are what I will call the kind of the foundational baseline supplements again meant to prevent. And if you do get supplements, that will hopefully keep it as a mild, because your immune system is ready to combat the infection. So here we go. As I said, these will be posted, so don't get frantic if you can't get them written down. First one is vitamin D. I think everybody's heard a lot about vitamin D and its immune modulating properties, especially at the higher, serum levels. If you're up above 50 on your serum levels, then your vitamin D really becomes immune modulating at that point. So vitamin D, 5,000 international units a day is recommended. You can go up to 10,000 for some people, but if you're going to be doing 10,000, make sure that you're working with a practitioner who can check your levels for you. Vitamin A, 5 to 10,000 units daily of a good vitamin A, and not all vitamin A's are created equal, so you have to make sure you get the proper one. And again, a good functional medicine practitioner can guide you in that. Vitamin E, mixed tocopherols, 200 to 400 milligrams a day. And vitamin C, 1 gram a day. In our practice, we have vitamin A, D, E, K2, which would give you everything you needed in terms of the fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K2. So we like to use that. It has great quality and great sources. So that's one that we find good for most people. Now, again, I'll just say the dosages one more time, those first four, so that people make sure that they got them. As I said, I'm going to post it. So vitamin D, 5,000 international units. Vitamin A, 5 to 10,000 international units. Vitamin D was also up to 10,000 IUs, but there you really have to have your level checked. Vitamin E, 2 to 400 milligrams a day. And vitamin C, 1 gram a day. Next is melatonin, 10 milligrams plus a day. And this is not for sleep. We all think of melatonin as the quote sleep hormone, but it has many antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties. So as you get into high doses of melatonin, you start to get those antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties, and that's what we're looking for. So, so again, melatonin, 10 milligrams plus daily. Want to get quercetin in? Quercetin is spelled Quercetin, 500 milligrams, 3 times daily. to 4 times daily. Again, so the quercetin, 500, 3 to 4 times a day. And acetylcysteine, or abbreviated NAC, 900 milligrams twice a day. That's a great one. I used to use it in the ER when people took acetaminophen overdoses because it helps people make glutathione, the master detoxifier in the body. So you have an acetylcysteine, it gets converted downstream to glutathione. People who take massive doses of acetaminophen go into liver failure invariably because their liver can't detoxify it quickly enough unless it has enough glutathione. And N-acetylcysteine provides that glutathione and it gets converted very rapidly. So um, saved many people's livers over the years by giving them IV and acetylcysteine. Now that's not what we're talking about here. You'd be taking this orally, but just wanted to share with that the power of N-acetylcysteine. Next is mushrooms. Our favorite is reishi mushrooms. You can get that in spores, or a quick biohack or supplement hack, if you will, is I drink reishi mushroom coffee every day. It's reishi mushroom combined with coffee. So I get my dose of reishi every day for its immune modulating and antioxidant effects. So reishi is great. If you don't drink coffee, you can get spores to do that. And so, that's a good one. As I said, that seems to me the easiest way to get your reishi mushroom is to, if you drink coffee, is to have it with your coffee. Coffee is delicious, actually. Actually have it with a little frothed oat milk every morning. And it tastes just wonderful. Some cinnamon for its cinnamon and its help with glucose regulation. So it's delicious. If you want to find out how to get reishi mushroom coffee, just contact our office. Can help you with that. So next is curcumin. Curcumin is, I think, the world's greatest anti-inflammatory. I take curcumin instead of ibuprofen or Aleve, instead of ibuprofen or naproxen, whenever I have inflammatory conditions, muscle soreness, that kind of thing, and it works great. So it is meant to decrease inflammation in your body. So that is essentially the basic lineup of supplements. And I should have probably have talked about this first, that, certainly the baseline on that we want to do this on is, our lifestyle. Well, let me answer a few of the questions and then we'll talk about lifestyle. Nancy says, how about the vitamin C dose? That dose is 1,000 milligrams daily, Nancy, 1,000 milligrams. Is there a difference between vitamin D and vitamin D3? Vitamin D3 is the active form of vitamin D. Some people have trouble converting. So I would recommend, having D3. That's the form of vitamin D that we use. Is there one supplement that combines some like a multivitamin? Well, as I said, we have, you won't get everything that I just said in the multivitamin. We do have, as I mentioned, the ADEK2 that would give you, vitamin A, D, E, and K2. K2 is not particularly necessary for coronavirus, but it has a lot of good effects on bone health and cardiovascular health, which, even though that's not recommended for the immune support for coronavirus, certainly Heart health is important for mortality. So yeah, it's hard to get those doses in a multivitamin. Nancy asked, "With the reishi mushroom coffee, is that the organo coffee?" Yes, indeed, that is the organo coffee that we consume and sell at the office because we think it has great health benefits. We think it's one of the coffees with the greatest health benefits. Or maybe you could just think of it as the reishi mushroom that tastes the best in the world. So whichever way you want to look at it, we are strong supporters of that, and we all the coffee drinkers in the office drink that coffee. Hello, Marcia. Curcumin was 500 milligrams 3 to 4 times daily, Nancy. So again, I'm going to post this, so you don't have to worry too much about whether you got the dosages or not. Um, and Nancy, yes, I take 1,000 IU daily. I assume that refers to vitamin D. Should I up that to 5,000? I would recommend during this phase of coronavirus that I would. Yes. So Nancy said that indeed that's the vitamin D. So okay. So let's talk about lifestyle before we go on to the um, other phases of coronavirus, what you need to do there. When you get to those phases of coronavirus, you're going to need to be under, a doctor's support, anyway. So um, I would say that, I will touch on that. But, what can you do lifestyle wise to prevent yourself from getting coronavirus? Well, first of all, you can do make sure that you're getting enough sleep, enough good quality sleep. That is very important. Um, keep your stress as low as possible. Find ways to reduce your stress, to deal with your stress. The multiple ways that you can do that. Talked about. Jenna has a lot of tips in her immune support group. Decrease your sugar and carbs. That's very important during this time because they can make the immune system work less well. Somebody said, if especially if you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, imagine that there's maple syrup on the floor, and every step you take, you're stepping in that maple syrup, and how things tend to stick. So that happens with our cells also. So decreasing your sugar, decreasing your carbs, allowing the immune cells to work as well as possible is very important. Unfortunately, people with diabetes have some of the higher mortality. Uh, also affects their heart more. So we recommend that everybody with diabetes start working with somebody so that they can get their blood sugars down. Eat a high potassium diet. I'll put a link to high potassium foods on after this. But high potassium foods will help prevent you from getting coronavirus and will help modulate the immune response. Eat a high anti-inflammatory diet, a high phytonutrient-rich diet. Many diets out there, most of them have in common that they have a lot of plants, mostly veggies, but also some fruits such as berries and that kind of thing. A lot of phytonutrients, a lot of different colors. We recommend people eat the color of the rainbow, as many of those colors as you can get in a day to get the different phytonutrients. And that will help tamp down the inflammatory response that you might see later on. So let's see, just want to make sure I'm not missing anything else on terms of the lifestyle and Nope, that was pretty. That's it on the lifestyle. Um, so what happens if you do get infected? Um, you know, it's going to be, you know, if you do get infected, you're going to essentially be ramping up some of the things that were in that baseline support, increasing your N-acetylcysteine and adding glutathione. Some people who are especially high risk might want to have glutathione on board, or liposomal glutathione. You want to support now in that infection phase the natural killer cells. So you might want to increase your reishi mushroom dose. If you're drinking coffee already, maybe taking the spores and add a couple of other mushrooms such as andrographis and astragalus. Again, this will be, I'll put this all in a document so you'll have it. You want to support certain part of your immune system, the Th1, the helper cells, and we can get immune support for people who feel they're in the midst of infection. I don't know if anybody wants to have some of these things on hand. We can help you with that also. And you know, so you're going to move through infection, and if the inflammation appears to be getting worse rather than stabilizing, then it's ramping up doses of those baseline supplements, the ADK2, zinc, vitamin C, um, melatonin, quercetin, increasing your high potassium foods as best you can. Um, and then ramping up your things to decrease inflammation, increasing curcumin, adding in resveratrol, and other anti-inflammatory supplements. Try to keep the inflammation system from getting out of control. So one other thing I guess I forgot to mention in inflammation is that you want to support your gut, your GI tract. You want to, if you think, if you have any problems with your GI tract, or if you think you might have leaky gut, then it's going to be important for you to get that as healthy as possible. For that, we recommend a probiotic, good quality probiotic. Again, we can recommend that for you if you need help with that. Got some ones that we're particularly fond of. Something to heal your gut that has immunoglobulins, and that might actually help combat the coronavirus. Feel that colostrum is good, a good quality colostrum. And if anybody's dairy sensitive, then using just straight bovine immunoglobulins that are not from colostrum is a good choice. And collagen peptides are also recommended to heal the gut. And that anti-inflammatory phytonutrient dense diet is also recommended. So I recommend all of that. And again, I'll put this in a document for people. And we can, and then if you need help with getting any of this, contact the office, 609-512-1468 if people don't have it. And Nancy has a question, are these supplements available in liquid form? If so, how is it measured? Nancy, some of them are available in liquids, and you just have to see what it says on the bottle, because it would depend on what supplement we were talking about, and you would just have to do the math, depending on what's recommended in each bottle. So If you need, you know, certainly, as I said, each supplement will have how many milligrams or whatever is in there. So should be able to figure out based on what I've recommended. And you'll have, as I said, you'll have a document you'll be able to take a look at to see to help with that. So before I go, I also want to again mention the Mercer Masks Project. Uh, they are making masks for the local healthcare workers, our frontline people. So that is a very worthy project. Supports our folks locally. We want to keep everyone as healthy as possible. So I recommend that you check it out. They have a Facebook page and they also have a website. I think it's mercermask.com. Magnesium is fine, Nancy, 200 to 400 milligrams a day. If you want to take that, nothing wrong with that. It's just not listed in the basic foundational support. There are many other products out there that could also be taken. We're just trying to focus in on the most important ones. So I would say that magnesium, um, you know, uh, is probably just slightly below the top tier of things you want to take. So, but nothing wrong with it. And it can help. And if you want to add that to your regimen, no problem there. Again, the dose 200 to 400 milligrams daily. Okay. Um, all right. Let's see. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. I totally appreciate it. Um, Appreciate all the input and questions. If there's any other feedback, I'd love to hear that. Please contact our office, and we will. I will be back Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, and contribute to Mercer Masks. They do have a GoFundMe page. I believe you can find it either through their Facebook page or their website. You're very welcome, Jennifer. Thanks for watching, and I will see everyone on Sunday. Contact us if you have any questions about anything. Thank you. Bye bye.